this class. So it is being recorded. If there's anybody that wants a copy of it, just let me know. We're going to be putting them up on Google Drive. So anybody who does want a copy of the class can go ahead and access it through Google Drive. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Once again, the name of my class is Try This, Not That, which was inspired by the popular book series, Eat This, Not That. All right. And for every single class that I've ever taught, the first slide seems to be the one that never wants to go. All right, here we are, first slide. All right, so just as we have books, as this one here looks probably familiar to many of you, they help us to make smarter food choices. They educate us as to what we're actually putting into our bodies. We also need to consider making better choices when it comes to medications, solutions for our health, solutions for different health issues that we have. We've got to make good, educated choices, and that's what this class is all about. So are the medications we use safe? Do they have harmful side effects? Do they really address the root cause of our illness or condition, or do they just mask the pain and relieve the symptoms? A very good example of that would be some years ago, before I started with essential oils and essential oil supplements, I suffered from migraines, and I had them often. And when I had a migraine, if I could catch it quick enough, which wasn't a very common thing, but if I could catch it quick enough, sometimes, you know, Tylenol 3 with codeine or ibuprofen, large dosage, would be able to take away some of the pain and maybe even all of the pain. The problem is that I used to always ask myself is really what are my migraines? Where are they really coming from? What's the root cause? And obviously Tylenol 3 and ibuprofen do not even come close to addressing the root cause of migraines. We're going to talk about migraines here in just a few minutes. That's probably one of the most common things that, that people suffer from is migraines. And so we do want to talk just a little bit about migraines. I feel very bad for migraine sufferers, I being one of them. And so we do want to maybe to address that as being one of the conditions that people suffer from. All right. Come on, why is my screen not going to advance? Here we go. Nearly 70% of Americans are on at least one prescription drug. Now I just wonder how many people in this audience are at least taking just one prescription drug. Over half of Americans take 2 prescription drugs, and 20% of Americans are on at least 5 prescription drugs. Could you imagine having to take that much medication in the course of a day? We are a nation of drug addicts. As dependence on prescription opioid medications reaches an alarming high, many people suffering from conditions like chronic pain, anxiety, they're seeking relief from safer, natural home remedies like essential oils. And that's one of the reasons that got me started in the essential oils. I was dealing with a very difficult, very stressful time in my life. I was suffering from migraines, which I believe was as a result of that. Although I did have migraines before, when this particular event happened, they increased exponentially. I was getting migraines all the time. I was in the bathroom to the point of throwing up almost at least weekly, maybe every other week. And it was terrible. And I had to find something that I could do about them. So rather than all the pills that we can take to mask the pain of the symptoms and of the conditions, why not take something like this? Some essential oils, some natural remedies that were given to us by God in nature with no side effects, nothing unhealthy, but they only do good things inside of your body. Now, aromatherapy, or the use of essential oils, dates back to thousands of years ago, when the ancient Egyptians first burned incense made from aromatic woods, herbs, and spices. And through the years since, we have learned that essential oils are a fantastic way to help with myriads of issues, such as sleeplessness, nausea, anxiety, allergies, and pain, and much, much more. I want to talk about just a few of maybe the top oils and perhaps some of my favorite oils, one being frankincense. This comes from the Boswellia serrata tree that's grown in Somalia and regions of Pakistan. The trunk of the trees produces a milky orange-brown gum resin that is used for its healing properties. And this is a picture of the resin. Now, some of the top uses of frankincense, you'd be surprised: cancer and tumors. Frankincense is actually being studied in Johns Hopkins and other medical centers throughout the United States for its cancer benefits. It's also good for seizures and trauma, Alzheimer's, dementia, brain injury, depression, anxiety, and focus. I think you get the picture, anything neurological. It's good for your face. It's good for your skin, wound healing, scars, wrinkles, sciatica, back pain, immune system, cellular health, congestion, cough, allergies, sleep, and emotional balance. I use frankincense every single day. Oregano. Now, this is a pretty awesome oil. It's actually one of a couple of oils that are actually considered antibiotic strength. It's one of the most potent and powerful essential oils, and it's been used for centuries in traditional practices, such as for viruses, for strep, for staph, for MRSA. It literally kills these viruses. You can apply it on the bottom of your feet every night. It's good for intestinal worms, good for parasites, pneumonia, tuberculosis, urinary infection, carpal tunnel, rheumatism, warts, calluses, canker sores. Now, oregano oil as well as frankincense oil can be used not only topically, but also internally. And it's actually very, very important that it is used internally. We need to get these oils into our bodies. And most all of these oils that I'm going to talk about today are for internal use. Tea tree oil is perhaps one of my favorite. I use this one regularly. It's good for acne, for eczema, for cuts, for rashes. It was the only thing that took care of the psoriasis that I was dealing with. I had psoriasis all around my ear area of my hairline. And of course, I would use the psoriasis medication and it would work. And then I would have another flare up. And tea tree oil not only has stopped the flare-ups, but there's not even a trace of the psoriasis that I ever had. So it's very, very good for any kind of skin issues, but it's also good for bronchitis, for cold, for flu. I had a swollen lymph node the other week. I put tea tree oil and some lemon oil. Just did that a couple times a day. Knocked whatever it was that I was coming down with, knocked it right out. It's another one of the oils that's actually antibiotic strength. It's good for pink eye, for staph, for MRSA, for dandruff, for scabies, for lice, for cavities, and for gum disease. We're going to talk just a little bit about oral health here in just a few minutes. We've got lavender, which at one time lavender was not one of my favorite smells, and it's definitely grown on me since, especially knowing just how good this oil is. It's basically, it's like my friend Kimberly always calls it the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. It's good for sleep. It's good for stress. It's good for focus and concentration. For anything skin related, such as sunburns, burns, scars. When I get mosquito bites, I immediately put lavender on it and it knocks out every trace of the bite, whether it's ant bites, mosquito bites, takes away the itch, takes away the scabbing, takes away the blistering. It's a wonderful oil. It's also good for if you get burned, like, from a hot pan. Very, very good. It's good for allergies. It's actually one of the 3 oils that will help to knock out our seasonal allergies. One being lemon, the other being lavender, and the third being peppermint. We can talk about that more later. Good for pain, for sprains, for cuts, for wounds, for blisters. Here we go, high blood pressure. Why is it good for high blood pressure? Because lavender, when you think of lavender, think of all things calming. That includes your blood pressure. Very good for migraines and headaches, which is what I was suffering from. Lemon. This oil is in my water all the time. Again, like I was telling you, in a metal or a glass container. All right, very, very good for antioxidants. It's good for prevention of kidney and gallstones, for detox, for lymphatic cleansing, heartburn, reflux, congestion, mucus, runny nose, allergies, gout, rheumatism, arthritis, stress, concentration, varicose veins, degreaser, and furniture polish. I mean, you can use this to clean with and then put it in your water and eat it or drink it. There's so many more oils that we can talk about. That helps with so many other issues, but I want you to think about what your issues are. Think about some of the things that maybe I just went through, and I know I went through those lists pretty quick, but I'm sure something that I said hit you and you said, wow, that's something that I deal with. Think about some of these issues and some of these oils that might actually help some of these issues that you deal with. So rather than popping a pill, maybe you could drop a few drops of oil in your water or in a veggie cap or just straight in your mouth. Now, this is kind of my funny slide, which I really like. Never take a pill that has more side effects than you have symptoms. And look at the names of these. Some of these names you can't even pronounce, right? Benzodiazepines, right? It's like, I mean, and here we go, Xanax, Valium, Ativan, Serax, Librium, Tofrenil, just all kinds of Elavil, all kinds of names that are very, very difficult to pronounce. But the neat thing about it are these oils that I was telling you about can actually help in the same ways that these prescription medications are prescribed to you, although with no no side effects whatsoever. All right, so here's a list of some of the side effects of some of those medications that we were just saying. Dry mouth, constipation, difficulty urination, dizziness, fatigue, heart rate, palpitations, tachycardia, or maybe on the other side, you can have drowsiness or difficulty sleeping, excessive sweating, weight gain, sunset sensitivity. So it's like, really, do you really want to take the medications? Sometimes the side effects are worse than the problem that you're taking them for. But one thing that I do want to mention is never, ever stop taking medications without first speaking to your doctor. That does not mean that you can't take your health into your own hands. It just means it is very important to get the consultation of your physician. So I want you to know that you have choices, and here are some of the choices. What about having these oils in your medicine cabinet, as opposed to Pepto-Bismol or Tums or Tylenol or Sudafed or sleeping aids or Mylanta or Prilosec or here's Bengay or NyQuil or we've got Dayquil, inhalers, throat lozenges, eardrops, Neosporin, Ricola, Motrin. Look at all of these over-the-counter medications that are listed on here. There's quite a few of them. And here's 8 bottles of oil that can actually replace them. So this is just the beginning. Now with doTERRA, one of the things that I want everybody to understand is that their choices are safe, they're natural, and they are effective. doTERRA essential oils can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. Most essential oil companies have warnings on the bottle not to use internally. And my question would be, is why? Why would there be warnings on the bottles of oils that they sell in the, whether it's in the health food stores or Walmart or on Amazon, why would they have these warnings on the bottles, not to use internally? You mean to tell me that I can have a bottle of wild orange? Now, where would wild orange come from? Well, I would assume it would come from an orange. And do we eat oranges? Absolutely. So why would you have a bottle of orange, wild orange oil, and it say not for internal use? There's a problem with that. And the problem is that when you buy oils from various different companies, could be Jade Bloom or some of the other oil companies that you might buy them from, the reason that you're getting them a little cheaper than you might get doTERRA's is because they've got fillers in them. And that's the reason that they tell you don't use them internally. Because if I get a bottle of wild orange or a bottle of lemon, you better believe that I'm expecting to take that internally. The same way that I could take a lemon and eat a lemon, I should be able to take lemon oil and drink the lemon oil. Technical difficulty? All right. I wanted to just talk just a little bit about essential oil safety and dosage. Now, if you look at the right side of the screen, look at the dosage for these oils. Now, you really don't need very many drops of oils for whatever it is that you're trying to deal with. You see the first number is the dosage, and the second number would be the 24-hour maximum. So if you're going to be taking something internally, 2 to 4 drops is all you need. And in a 24-hour period, 12 to 24 drops is all you need. And a child's dose is even less than that. So the dosage is very, very small. My point in all of this is that when you compare the drop for drop cost of an essential oil versus that of an over-counter medication or prescription drug, it's way cheaper. All right. Now, essential oil safety, they are very safe. They are very gentle. The only side effect that you might ever get from the oils is maybe a little bit of skin sensitivity. Like you might put peppermint on your skin and it kind of, you know, it's your skin is sensitive to it. You might just have to put a little fractionated coconut oil or you know, some type of like an avocado oil or something just to kind of dilute. doTERRA's oils are very potent. The other thing I want to make mention is oils are to be kept out of the eyes. They're to be kept out of the ears. They're to be kept out of the nose. All right? Unless there's a specific protocol that you're following, you need to keep them out of these areas. Dilute with vegetable oil, not water. Like I was saying, if you put it on your skin and maybe it's you know, it's tingling or burning somewhat, get some vegetable oil, get some coconut oil, get some, even just some olive oil and dilute it. It'll help it actually to spread as well. Now also to learn to use the essential oils safely, the first thing that I want to make mention is you want to buy your oils from a reputable source. You don't want to just buy them off of Amazon or wherever. You don't know where your oils are coming from. The neat thing about these oils here is you can actually trace where they're from, when they were harvested, how they were harvested. They've got numbers on the bottles, and you can actually trace that bottle back to where it was actually harvested and distilled. Keep them away from direct contact with flames, candles, matches. And as you notice that they're stored in these dark colored glass containers, right? Rather than plastic ones. Glass is where you want to store essential oils. It's important. Now, if you're mixing it and you've got some fractionated coconut oil with a few drops of oils, that's different. But when you have a straight oil, you want it to be in a glass container. And obviously keeping them out of the reach of your children and your pets. I want to talk just about two more little products here that I use and I absolutely love. And this is definitely the time. Somebody had told me last week that they wanted to talk about oral health. There's a toothpaste, and I use this, been using this for years. And my dentist actually told me that I was getting the where the gums are receding. What is that called? Periodontal disease or something. I have been able to not only maintain it, but it's actually getting better through the use of this toothpaste. And not only is it great tasting, it's naturally whitening, and there is no fluoride whatsoever. Look at what's in here. We've got On Guard, wild orange, cloves, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary, myrrh, peppermint. These are some awesome oils that actually do great things. Calcium, which has been clinically shown to support strong and healthy looking teeth. There's a natural xylitol sweetener, which it tastes great. Well, it also helps your teeth and gums. And then here's an interesting thing. Hydrated silica. It's a natural abrasive that helps to remove the plaque in tooth stains, right? So it's not harsh like baking soda and hydrogen peroxide that, you know, a lot of us have used. I remember I used it. I used to mix it up in my hand and put it on, you know. So we don't want our tooth enamel to be damaged. We definitely want to preserve and protect it, but we also do want to whiten our teeth, right? And this is the other product that I wanted to make mention of. This is TerraShield, and this is the time for TerraShield. I go out and boy, I tell you, those mosquitoes, it's like they smell me coming. Now this particular blend of oil, it has some of the most wonderfully smelling oils, ylang ylang, tamanu seed, nootka wood, cedar wood, a catnip plant, lemon eucalyptus leaf, which smells wonderful, Litsea fruit, and then there's a vanilla bean absolute with arbor vitae. And arbor vitae is probably one of my favorite smelling oils of all. It smells wonderful and it keeps the bugs away. And you use it, you take that little bottle there on the bottom, it's got 250 drops approximately, and you can make probably, I would say at least 20 bottles of the spray to spray on you. So it's a very concentrated form of TerraShield. Wanted to talk just very briefly about the co-impact sourcing of doTERRA. doTERRA is not just any essential oil company. They take a very deliberate approach to provide ethically responsible employment opportunities for those involved in the essential oil supply chain by creating and sustaining jobs in rural and underserved areas. doTERRA is committed to benefiting everyone involved, from small-scale producers to the end users. In other words, from the source all the way to you. And some of the different projects and things that doTERRA has done for these different countries and for the villages and for the people, unbelievably. Piping water, building schools, building hospitals, clinics, some wonderful things that they have done. Now, this is kind of a sad slide if it weren't for doTERRA. So the black spruce, the black spruce harvesters, they harvest the inside of the tree. They strip everything else away, and that's what you see piled here in a heap. Now, at one time, this heap had no additional value until doTERRA came along. doTERRA now takes all the remnants, which actually has some wonderful essential oils in them, and they distill them, and we use them. So, how do you get these wonderful oils in your life? Well, we have some really awesome kits. Now this Healthy Essentials kit, it gives 10 of some of the most wonderful essential oils that target almost every issue that you might need, plus a diffuser. We've got the Healthy Start kit, which is smaller. The bottles are a little smaller. The diffuser's a little smaller. The price is also smaller. It's got lavender, lemon, peppermint, tea tree, oregano, frankincense, deep blue, Breathe, On Guard, and Digest Zen, as well as the diffuser. And then there's also the Healthy Habits Kit. Now this gives the supplements. I was talking a little bit about the supplements, and yeah, the supplements are absolutely wonderful. And this is Healthy Habits. It gives you 5 oils, which would be On Guard, Balance, Frankincense, Lemon, Lavender, Deep Blue. It gives you all of these supplements, plus a great big bottle of Deep Blue, which is absolute. Matter of fact, before I started this class, I took just a pea size. That's all you need. A pea size of this, rubbed it together in my hands, and I just rubbed it all around the back of my neck. And boy, I'll tell you what, my neck feels absolutely wonderful. I have literally been hunched over my coding books. I've been studying for a board exam on Monday all day long. And believe me, this class is like a breath of fresh air to me right now. But my neck has taken a toll with all the studying and cramming that I've been doing. But this Deep Blue, literally my neck feels wonderful. It's cool. It's got a little tingle to it. Feels very, very nice. That's that Deep Blue. It's a wonderful oil. Anybody want a sample? Let me know, and I will send you some samples of the Deep Blue. Wanted to just briefly touch on the Lifelong Vitality. We've got 3 awesome bottles, and this is what I attribute to the recovery of my migraines. When I started taking these, it was very shortly thereafter that my migraines stopped completely. I have not had a migraine since starting these supplements. And as I'm saying that, I'm thinking, oh, how can you make that claim? Well, it's true. These supplements, if anybody is ever interested in going on a supplement regimen, this would be the one to go on. You've got XE Omega, which supports the healthy function of brain, eye, nervous system, maintains healthy skin, hair, nails, promotes alertness. Now, isn't that what we need as we're getting a little older? Promotes positive mood. Now, really, is that so? It enhances learning. Really? Well, that's exactly what I need as I'm, finishing up my college course. Supports fatigued muscles, promotes strong teeth and bones. Then you've got the Alpha CRS, which supports healthy cell function and metabolism, supports mental clarity, includes a tummy tamer blend to soothe upset stomach, and it supports brain function. Then there's the Microplex VMZ, which supports healthy immune function, healthy digestion, and a healthy metabolism. Supports bone health, provides vitamins A, C, E, and B. Now, anybody who knows anything about those B vitamins, if you want to have energy, you need B vitamins. Vitamin D, very, very important for especially with our immune function. This includes the Microplex VMZ. It includes a blend of kale, dandelion, parsley, kelp, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and spinach. And it contains calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, manganese, and chromium, and other minerals. This is a supplement like none other. You try it for 30 days, and if you don't like it, you return it, and doTERRA refunds 100% of your purchase price. And we are also giving away, not in place of, because I'm also giving this away, but also with a 100 PV order, a free bottle of Citrus Bliss. And boy, I'll tell you what, you open up and smell a bottle of Citrus Bliss and you are hooked. This was one of my first favorites of doTERRA's oils. But look at all of what this one oil does for you, and you get it free. It increases your energy, reduces stressful and anxious feelings. It's awesome for an air freshener. I literally used it for a perfume. It's good for surface cleaning, for lymphatic and immune support, promotes healthy eating habits, invigorating, childlike, creative, and motivated. Look at those words. Anyway, this is an awesome oil, and this was an awesome class, and you were an awesome audience. And with that, I want to go ahead and stop sharing. I'm also going to stop recording